Imagine answering calls for the same company all day long and conversing with callers who all have the exact same needs or questions. That could get a bit monotonous, right? One of the great things about your new role as an expert is that you will represent many different companies in a single day and have a positive influence on the lives of numerous callers. You never know exactly who you will be answering for or speaking with next, and that keeps things fresh. However, it also requires you to think fast and always be prepared to adapt to our customer, the caller, and the situation. The aim of this module is to point out some of the industries that we partner with and provide you with tips on their business that will assist you with best practices on how to handle their calls most effectively. Of course, you will learn the most by doing the work, which in our case means actually taking the calls. However, listening is also a great way to learn. Therefore, the next several minutes can prove to be invaluable to you. So pay close attention and let's get started. Heating and air conditioning companies utilize us to be there when they are servicing other customers and cannot get to the phone. Their business has a unique cycle of volume and types of calls. When the weather changes, be it from cool to cold or warm to hot, their business is in peak demand. During these times, our partnership is even more valuable to our customer than ever, as we are assisting them with growing their business and taking care of the callers who need them. Very rarely will someone call one of our heating and air conditioning companies to report that their unit is working fine. Obviously, the vast majority of callers are experiencing a problem and immediately depend on you for help. For all they know, you are the owner of the company and know everything there is to know about heating and cooling and are the one who will be fixing their unit. While you won't be able to actually fix their problem personally, you are the person who will get the ball rolling towards a solution. By understanding our customer's business and their caller's needs, you will not only help the caller, but also help our customer earn the trust of the caller. As always, the script will be your guide, but make sure you get as much information as possible. For example, if a caller tells you that her heating isn't working, find out if the unit is completely unresponsive or if it just isn't working to capacity. The caller will be comforted by your commitment to gathering the facts, and our customer will be impressed with a detailed message showing you care about their business. Just remember to think like a customer, and your job becomes a lot easier.
Thank you for calling Tim's Heating and Cooling. This is Abby. How may I help you?
Hi, Abby. I just bought a new house and I need to get a furnace inspected.
Oh, certainly. Congratulations on your new home.
Thank you.
And again, my name is Abby, and who am I speaking with?
My name's Carl Edwards.
How do you spell your last name? Edwards?
Correct.
Okay, great. And where is your new home located at?
It's at 412 Brookline Road.
That's in Highland Park.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you said you just purchased your new home and you need your heater inspected, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Now, have you had your heater turned on yet this season, or are you getting ready to?
No, I don't believe it's been turned on yet.
Okay. Well, great.
Property management companies utilize us to help them meet an occupancy goal, as well as keep their current residents happy with their community. There are typically two types of callers that you will be assisting for our property management customers. Those inquiring about renting an apartment and current residents with a need for service. Some of our customers will provide you with enough information and access to set up leasing appointments or even execute a lease, while others may only permit us to take a detailed message for the leasing office. Your goal of collecting as much useful information as possible remains the same regardless of which of the two scenarios you encounter. For instance, think of how impressed and how much more prepared our customer will be when our message for them states that Sally is interested in a 2-bedroom apartment on the ground floor only and hopes to move in the next 3 weeks. That level of detail will enable the leasing consultant to research available apartments that fit Sally's exact criteria before returning her call. If you receive a service call from a current resident, information is once again your greatest ally. In most cases, the calls come in after business hours when the maintenance department is no longer on property, and our customer only takes emergencies that fit a certain criteria. For instance, if Mr. Thompson calls to report a leaky sink, the location and severity of the leak will assist our customer to determine the next step. If it is a slow drip, our customer may determine that the issue can wait until the morning. But if the sink is overflowing onto the floor, that certainly qualifies as an emergency. By having those specifics, we show our customer that we understand their needs and their business.
It's a great day at Sunnytown Apartments. This is Mariela. How may I help you?
Hi, I'm calling to inquire about possibly leasing a unit with you.
A leasing call? Okay, allow me one brief moment. And what
Sure.
is your first name, sir?
My first name is Jonathan.
Okay, is that Jonathan?
That's correct.
All right, and your last name, Jonathan?
Is Bennett. That's Bennett.
Great, thank you, sir. That's Bennett.
That's correct.
All right, and are you calling from a company or no?
No, I'm not.
Okay, great. And what size apartment are you inquiring about?
Well, I'm not quite sure what you have available, but I'll tell you my situation. I'm moving in with my mother, who's elderly, so my hope is that we could find something on the ground floor. We would each like our own bedroom, so if you have it available, a two-bedroom on the ground floor, so she's able to get about.
Okay, so you would prefer a ground floor with two bedrooms?
That's correct.
Okay, and when are you looking to move in, sir?
Well, I would say probably by the beginning of June.
Beginning of June? Okay, moment. All right, sir, I will let the office know the status. All right, and I do thank you for calling. You have a great day.
We often have the privilege to answer for companies with only one employee, who also happens to be the owner. Our customers that are small business owners utilize us to take the lead with their callers, no matter what the need may be. Understanding that even a small company is large by nature, meaning that the owner acts as many different people and departments on a day-to-day basis, will assist you in talking with their callers. If someone calls Smith's Plumbing seeking a quote, you can say, "Our estimating department would be happy to provide you with a quote. Let me gather some information for them so we can get an estimate for you on the cost." Even though Mr. Smith is the estimating department as well as the service department and the billing department, the caller doesn't have to know that. Your careful choice of words can create the impression that Mr. Smith's one-man operation is a much larger company with many specialists ready to help the caller.
Thank you for calling Green Landscaping. This is Shamie. How can I help you today?
Hi. I sent in an application to you guys about 2 weeks ago, and I haven't heard anything back yet. Are you still hiring?
Oh, I'm sorry you haven't heard anything from us yet. I would be happy to take your information and get it to our HR department and let them know that you are following up on your application. May I have your name, please?
Yes, it's Carl Brown.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. What is a good number for our HR department to give you a call back at?
Okay, that's 314-265-6895.
Okay, let me make sure I have that correct. It was 314-265-6895.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. I will get your information to our HR department so that they know that you're following up on your application. And you said that you sent it in about 2 weeks ago, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, I will make sure that they know that as well, and that should help them identify your application. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, that'll be all.
Well, thank you for calling today, Mr. Brown. You have a great day.
You too. Do the same.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Now let's transition into some of the industries that require the greatest amount of empathy and delicateness. Hospice calls certainly fall under this category. When answering for a hospice, most calls will come from a family member of a patient who has just days or even hours to live. The goal of the caller is often to find a comfortable place for his loved one to spend her final moments. Your responsibility as an expert in this situation is significant. You are the sole reflection of that hospice, and the first impression you make on the caller is critical. Your primary objective is to make the caller feel comfortable and confident that we, as our customer, are there for their loved one and care about them at all times. The key here is not to answer the phone with an energetic voice befitting an amusement park, but also to avoid answering in a depressed tone that may suggest a lack of care or hope. An even and steady tone is best, as it shows interest from the beginning of the call and allows you to adjust as you learn more about the caller's situation. When speaking to a caller on a hospice account, you need to be prepared to exhibit empathy in almost all cases. Empathy is the ability to share in feelings or emotions of another, and will be discussed at length in a later module.
We care about you, hospice. This is Sierra. How may I help you?
Hi, Sierra. My name is Christina, and I'm calling because my grandmother just passed away. She had been sick for the past 2 weeks, and I know that her nurse's name was Bobby, and I just need to get a hold of Bobby to let her know what happened.
Christina, I'm so sorry to hear about your grandmother. Let me get a little bit more information from you, and what I'll do is get this message out to Susan. She's the on-call nurse this evening, and she can certainly guide you through this process. Christina, may I have your last name, please?
Yes, that's McCarter.
And is that McCarter?
Yes,
Thank you. Now, was your grandmother at home with you or in a facility?
she was at home.
Okay, at home. Okay, and may I have your grandmother's name?
Her first name is Jane.
Jane. Is her last name McCarter as well?
Yes.
Okay, and you also stated that she's been sick for a few weeks now?
Mhm.
Oh, man. I'm so sorry to hear that. What I'll do is get this information out to Susan. You should be hearing back from her very shortly.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Christina, you take care, and I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
We partner with our funeral home customers for new services, as well as serve as an information provider for current services. You never know which type of caller you'll be connected with, so preparedness is key. Much like answering for a hospice, an even and steady tone of voice will serve you best when representing a funeral home. There are two types of calls that you'll typically answer for a funeral home. Callers may be inquiring about the start time and location of a friend or family member's memorial service, and in some cases you will have access to that information. You may also receive a call from someone informing you that a loved one has passed. Perhaps they have already made arrangements with the funeral home to care for the departed, but there is certainly a chance that the call you are answering is the first contact between the family and the funeral home, especially if the death was unexpected. Empathy is once again essential to handling such calls effectively. Sure, these calls can be a bit more difficult than others considering the circumstance, but you have the opportunity to make a tough situation seem just a bit more bearable with the right blend of professionalism and empathy. You will be the person who cared for them and their loved ones. And to our customers, that is imperative.
Thank you for calling Smith Funeral Home. This is Jane. How may I help you?
Hi, Jane. My name is Adam. I'm calling to schedule an appointment. My aunt passed away, and I'm responsible for the proceedings.
Okay, Adam. Well, I'm so sorry to hear of your loss. And when were you looking to come in to visit with us?
Well, as soon as possible. Obviously, we'd like to kind of, move things through quickly. We do have family that'll be coming in from out of town, so, we obviously need a little bit of time to prepare for that. So, sometime this week would be fine.
Okay. Looks like we have an appointment available tomorrow. Would that work for you?
Sure. Yeah, that'll be fine. What time is it?
10 a.m.?
Sure. 10 a.m. is fine.
Okay. I just need to gather some information. And you said your first name was Adam?
Yes.
One of the most difficult types of calls you can take as an expert are those placed to abuse lines by the victims themselves. Our customers utilize us to be the bridge between the caller and their trained professionals. It is human nature to want to help as much as possible in these situations, but it is absolutely imperative that you avoid offering any advice whatsoever. You certainly want to exhibit empathy, as that will serve as encouragement to the caller that his or her cry for assistance is being heard and attended to by someone both caring and capable. To avoid falling into the trap of offering advice, let the script guide you through the call and observe the core value of be quick but don't hurry. It is often extremely difficult for victims to come forward, and the fact that you may very well be the first person to hear of their situation places a great deal of responsibility on your shoulders. On the other hand, it also presents you with a tremendous opportunity to literally change someone's life with your first impression, and that is most assuredly a gift.
Thank you for calling We Fight For You. This is Tiffany. How may I help you?
Yes, I was actually calling to get some information from my sister. Her husband just continually is beating on her, and I really want her to get out of this relationship.
Oh, absolutely. I can understand why you'd want that, and I'm so sorry to hear about that. What is your name, please?
My name's Kendra.
Hi, Kendra. And again, my name is Lisa. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get some information, and I'm going to get it over to one of our counselors so they can try to help you out as well as help your sister out. Do you have a few moments for me just to gather some information?
Yes, please. But is this confidential?
Oh, absolutely it's confidential, Kendra. What I will do is when it gets over to our counselor, they will be the only person who have access to the information as the case is being reviewed, as well as they will reach out to you and to your sister.
Okay.
And Kendra, what is your last name, please?
Brown.
And Miss Brown, what is your sister's name?
Do I have to leave her name?
You do not. If you prefer, I can just make sure that our counselor gives you a call, and then any information you want to give to them, you can certainly share at that time.
Yes. I'd just rather not at this time.
Absolutely. Kendra, what is the number that our counselor can give you a call back at?
It's 302-333-3019.
Let me make sure I've got that number correct. I've got 302-333-3019.
Yes.
Great. And so that I have the file started with correct information. Miss Brown, is it Kendra for Kendra?
Yes.
Great. And brown like the color brown?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and you said it was your sister, and I'm sorry, you did say that her husband was the one who was abusing her, correct?
Yes.
Okay. What I will do, Miss Brown, is I will get this over to one of our counselors, and they will give you a call back. And as I said, any information that you'd like to share with them at that time, they can certainly keep it confidential and help your sister out and help you out, all right?
Okay, and how soon will they be calling me?
I don't have an exact time, but I will put on here, assuming that this is pretty urgent for you to be able to talk to someone soon. Am I correct with that?
Yes, please.
Okay. I will put on here that you do prefer to speak to someone as quickly as possible, that you are concerned about your sister and her safety and you want to help her out.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. You take care and have a good evening.
All right, bye-bye.
You have reached the end of another module. By now you should have a much better feel for some of the calls you will answer during your days with us. Knowing a customer's business and our role in the partnership is a key element to their success, as well as our success in delivering a wow experience. You are the voice of not only us, but more importantly, our customers. In an earlier module, we talked about the need to avoid carrying conversations from the floor to your calls. Now it should be crystal clear why it is so critical. If, for example, a woman is calling to report abuse and the first thing she hears is laughter, perhaps she decides to simply hang up. Always put yourself in the position of the caller and let that guide your approach to the call. Also, keep in mind that our customers have trusted us with their livelihood. If you consider yourself an employee of the company you are representing every time a call comes through, your success as an expert is a sure thing.